What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our Let's Play here on Ark Aberration. I was just making sure that she wasn't getting out. Yeah, last episode didn't end too well. Steak and Noodles did actually put the time and effort in while I was having a bit of a break from Ark. I had Christmas sort of stuff to sort out and shopping to get done, things to do, real life sort of rubbish that gets in the way of enjoying my Ark days. But yeah, he actually took the time in not taming, but breeding up the dogs. So we've got a pretty much full pack. We've got another bunch of the adolescents growing up now, which he's imprinted. One of them actually is a male with the higher melee from the female. So he's going to be our new breeder to ensure that we get the higher melee on all future pups, which is a very good thing. And as you can see, Steak and Noodle has very elegantly painted his dogs another insane colour. Yeah. But yeah, we've got our two back. We've got Lightning 2 and Thunder 2 now. Unfortunately, the first one and two, well, the first ones didn't fare out too well, unfortunately. But on a positive note, I did happen to die a couple of times, as you can see by the green beams of our dead bodies. And I made the fatal error of once again not taking my shoulder buddy off, and another bulb dog met his fatal end. Oh, okay, yeah, I get it, you're angry. Calm down, will you? Yeah, as you can see, we made some adjustments. Well, I made some adjustments to our taming pen because I've been on the lookout for a high level female. Steak and Noodles Spino, the one he's called Spineless, is a 156 male at tamed. So breeding that one with this female, once we've got her knocked out and tamed up, we will start breeding up the Spinos to hopefully get some decent ones and be able to get some imprints on them for the massive sort of like boost that you get for the imprinting. Will you stop biting the thing? Okay, well, anyway. In between last episode and this episode, Steak and Noodles obviously been hard at work breeding up the dogs, getting them all done and dusted. But at the end of the last episode, me and Steak actually ventured off afterwards and went to one of the caves to pick up a couple of these guys. They're the little glow tails. So yeah, we've got one each. I don't know. I think that one's my one. Yeah, that one is my one. So I think Steak's got his one on his shoulder. And then when I was off doing my own bits and pieces, he actually went into the red cave a little bit and found a featherlight, which is the last of the 4 shoulder buddies that you get in the Aberration. So you've got the Bambi 4, which is the is it Shinehorn? Are you a Shinehorn? Is that what you are? Yeah, Shinehorn. And then we got the bulb dogs, then we got the geckos, which are the glow tails, and then you got the featherlights. So that completes our collection of all the shoulder buddies. Hopefully we'll get some much higher levels. I want a much higher level Shinehorn. This one was a pretty high level, but I actually want a 180. I managed to find a 180 bulb dog. He is somewhere around here. I'm not 100% sure. He's not the one who just died, I assure you that. I think it's this one down here. Yeah. He's now 304 and his range and his capacity is insane. So he's like 3.5k capacity, so he's like can stay on for about 2 days solid. But to start this episode off with, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this girl knocked out, tamed up on mutton, and then bring you back once it's all ready to go. So I'll see you back shortly. And we're back. Welcome back, guys. Now, it's about a day or so later that Spino did end up taming. I think it was about a 220 odd it tamed up at, which is this one here. Now I've gone around and leveled it up and pumped a load of the stats, and I can't really remember what the beginning stats were. But Steak also done the same with the one that he tamed up. His one was actually a 174 when he tamed it, so it was only 6 levels shy of the max level. And that's Steak's one's now. His one's sitting at 319. The female that we're breeding up with is had a lot of levels pumped on her, and she's a 292. So yeah, I reckon that his one was a good 10 or 20 levels above that one. Now, I bred them up last night and got an egg steak, done the same this morning. He hatched his one already, so I'm keeping an eye on it to make sure it reaches the 10% before it starts feeding off the trough, which should be in probably around about 5 or so minutes. Now, my egg has got... how long have you got? It's got about 2 minutes 30 odd seconds, which isn't too bad. So I thought I thought I'd bring you back for the hatching of it, so then we can compare the stats with the steaks one. His bulldog is going to be in the way, so he's gone and passed out. He's actually got Christmas stuff to do today, so he won't be joining us on any of today's adventures. Now, the stats on his baby Spino is 4400 health, 372% melee. Movement speed isn't too much an issue. Weight, not really worried about. Stamina, 1470. So we're hoping to get different stats on my one compared to his one, so then we can judge to see which one's going to have the highest stats, the female or the male. But whichever one has the highest stats, we'll probably end up just leaving for the rebreeding. Especially if it's his one a female. Yeah, his one's a female, so if that one's got higher stats than my one, then we'll probably throw her in with the other male and female to breed them up again, because we actually want a good few Spinos to be able to take out and about with us. Got about 1 minute 20 odd. Now, not too much has happened here. I have gone ahead and made a little bit of a start on a greenhouse down in the blue cave area. Like set down a couple of the cliff platforms. I'm not sure if Steak's bred these ones this morning. I think he has, because this one is at 43% unless he done it last night. Yeah, so we've only kept one male, one female of the Ravagers now to breed, because both of these have the higher melee. So this one, yeah, it's got the 294% melee, 3300 health, which was the higher health, 890 weight, which was the higher weight, and 1750, which was the higher stamina. So he's imprinted that one. How long before they can breed? Downstairs ready. In about another half an hour or so, so he must have done his one last night, because it takes about 6 hours or so for the baby to get to about 40%. So yeah, in about half an hour I'll probably breed them up again, considering that I'm probably going to be camping out in this area for probably the next hour or so, because I've got to make sure that my one gets up to 10% without an issue. Which is how comes I've got an absolute ton of meat on me. Come on. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Baby Spino! Okay, so I think my one's come out at a lower level than his one, so not too sure about the the stats. Sable wondering. Yes, hitboxes are a joke. Put out fire. Quickly throw some meat on. Now, the level itself obviously isn't much of an indicator as to which one's going to have the better stats. But this one has 4400 health, 1470 stamina, 728 melee, which is 728, or that was 378, wasn't it? 372. Oh, get out of the way. 372. Weight 609. 609. Stamina 1470. Stamina 1470 and 4400 health. So yeah, the exact same stats as his one, unfortunately. So we can't really tell if they're going to be the higher end stats or the lower end stats from the mother and father. But we'll probably breed them up again. No mutations so far. Don't be running out of meat, guy. Yeah, my one's male, his one's female, which makes a change because I tamed the female and he tamed the male. His one should be fine now. Yeah, he's on 10%, so it should be feeding off of the trough, which is excellent. Now, I'm going to go ahead and camp this out for probably the next 40 odd minutes or so. Now, as you can see, it's like got near enough 8 hours exactly. His one's taken, it would have had 8 hours, so it's taken about an hour and 20 odd minutes, or 15, 16. Wow, my maths is terrible. About an hour and 16 odd minutes for it to get to 10%. So, by the way our imprinting works, we've got it so it's usually around about the 90% to 95% maturation time that they would actually need care. And we're just hoping to be able to get the go for a walk or have a cuddle sort of care. I'm not sure if this one got any mutations. No, no mutations unfortunately. But yeah, I'm going to camp this out for the next 40 odd minutes or so, get this one to 10% so it's feeding off of the trough. Probably breed up the Ravagers and imprint that, so then I have basically a couple new dogs. Oh, a new dog and a new Spino to take care of. Let me just quickly do... Oh, I did not want to do that. Get rid of you. Throw a bit more meat on. We have got the Spino sitting just out the front. That's because if any raptors or dogs or anything, Ravagers, come up, it stops them from running up here and aggroing. So the Spino will take care of that. Now, me and Zake did do a lot of breeding before we managed it. And it's on following. Stop following. They are so loud, even as adolescents or babies. Yeah. Now, we did manage to breed up a few dogs from the load of the females that we had. Now, our ones that we've bred up again haven't got the increased melee, which obviously the new offsprings will have, because I think that was one of the traits from the initial female we was breeding from. And yeah, so it was very rare, and we was hoping to get a male, and finally we did get a male with a higher melee, so we've only been breeding just them two. So from now on, all of the offspring will have the increased melee, thank God. Now I'm not sure if his one was a male or female. If it's a female, then that's even better, so then we've got another one to breed from. And it is a female, so excellent. So that way, when that grows up, then we could do 2 lots of breeding at the same time. But yeah, it's pretty much what my day is planned out for so far. It's just keeping an eye on all the babies and making sure that they're not running out of food and whatnot, and making sure that I don't die of dehydration is probably a good start of that. But yeah, I'll bring you back once this guy has matured, because most of my day is probably just going to be doing grindy bits, getting resources together for our next episode, which should hopefully be making a start on... Get off of the other Spino, come on. Which will be hopefully a buildy type episode over in the Blue Cave, but it's going to require like an absolute ton of resources and gathering. So I'm going to do that in this area. Oh my god, it's so loud. There you go, you can stay there. Yeah, so I guess I'll bring you back once this guy's matured up, and hopefully we'll get an imprint. So again, see you back shortly. And we're back, guys. Now, as you can see, the Spinos are growing up, and they've still got a fair while before an imprint, and till they're actually grown up, it's been probably about a good 3-4 hours, and I got them up to 10%, made sure that they was fine. They're now eating off of a trough that I did place somewhere back here in the midst of all of this. We've got a trough down here filled with meat. Slowly running short. I'm probably going to have to meat run soon enough because they tear through it when they're growing up. Especially if you get an imprint on them and their food just jumps right up. But yeah, they're tearing through it. They've both got meat on them. There's meat on the trough, so they're happy as. I've got about 4 hours and 20 minutes before the imprint on my one. Steak's got about 3 hours 10 minutes on his one. Now, while I was waiting for them to sort of grow up, I went out wandering. And I actually ventured all the way down to the entrance of like the Red Cave area, and that was because I really wanted to get some... Let's get a drink and let's eat some food. There we go, so we don't starve. Yeah, I'm obsessed with just doing the little wing thing every now and again. I do it whenever I'm going downhill. I'm just coming in here to throw the feces that I've just picked up onto him, because we're going to be needing some more fertilizer when it comes to making our new greenhouse over in the Blue Cave. Now, the issue with the Blue Cave area is that unless you've got a shoulder buddy permanently on, the nameless do spawn. So I have actually been looking at the new weapon. We're going to need a little bit of gasoline. There we go, get out of my way. And then we throw the gasoline in there, and as you can see we've got a ton of the gas. I went and collected a ton of the red gems because that is the main thing. That was such a pain. It took about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get there and back on the Spino to harvest some. And I actually want to be making this the, oh, what's it called? The charge lantern. Now, initially I thought it was just like a handheld cannon that you fire at like the Reaper Kings on the surface that sort of stuns them and hurts them. But apparently if you place it down, it wards off dangers in an area. So I'm hoping that if we build one of them and place it down in the blue cave, that we can actually sort of stop the nameless from spawning in a certain area around us. But yeah, has it got a durability? I did not even see. Where's it gone? Okay, I'm not blind or anything. Oh, there it is. I am blind. So if we put that on there, it says we've got 3,500 charge because I actually went and charged up a ton of batteries at one of the charging stations. So let's give this a go. Oh, this looks fun. Where's Steak gone? Can we shoot that Steak? He's I don't know where he's gone actually. Let's get a bit of fire and see what happens. Yeah, friendly fire's off, so it's not actually going to do anything to him. But it does fairly drain through the batteries. But how is it you place this on the ground? That's what I don't know. Oh, there we go. Okay, so if we do that and we throw in, say, a couple of batteries, if we turn that on, how much of a radius does it cover? Is it just in like one direction, like a spotlight? Okay. Let's turn off our... You know what? We've got way too many. Can we please pick this up? Thank you. Okay, let's go outside and let's see sort of what radius it gives us when we place it down. Charge it up. So just throw it on the ground there. Throw in a couple of the batteries. If we turn it on, is it only facing one direction? Well, that's not as great as I hoped. I was hoping they would like point upwards and sort of cover a certain radius, but I guess if you have a few of these like lined up in an area, they will stop the nameless from spawning. But yeah, pretty cool. Let's go see what it does to some wild creatures, shall we? There we go. It's meant to stun and make them run away, but see how well this goes. Let's see if we can find like something a little less hostile than a Ravager, and something like a Scorpion, something that we can run away from if we have to. We've got a Carno. Oh great, we've got Ravagers over here. I don't know where the Ravager went. Oh, there he is. We do that. Okay, I'm not sure what it's doing. Is it doing damage? Oh, it's sort of stunning him and it's softening. How much is it draining through? Oh yeah, it stuns him pretty well. Does it work on like a group of the Ravagers? I don't know why that guy is shining green. That's new. Oh, they're still coming. I've been nashed. Oh, but it is stunning them. And it's stopping them from running this way and letting the Steko beat the hell out of them. And then, yeah, then we could quickly run. Feels like a Ghostbuster weapon. It's a bit unfortunate it doesn't actually do damage, it sort of just stuns them. I guess it can be handy in a situation because it can attack multiple targets like at the same time. Yeah, he's still like coming for us, so how quick? Oh, is he now just running away? Okay, I'm over here. I think you should actually do damage as well. I think it may do damage to like the nameless if you're fighting them on the ground. But yeah, pretty cool. Don't run through the dangerous mushrooms. It's a very bad mistake to make. Although I have got mushrooms on my hotbar just in case of that incident. So yeah, it's happened to me a fair few times, so I'm used to it. But yeah, that's the new little weapon. I'm going to see if we can set this up when we start building our greenhouse in the next episode. We just like whack it down. Now it says it's got... So it has got damage, 39% charge, so it's clearly still got a battery on it that it's using currently. And how many batteries can you fit in? It's got an infinite storage by the looks of it, so you can whack like hundreds by the looks of it. I don't think there is a limit. You just whack batteries in it all day long. And how quickly does it go through the charge? 3,159. What other options have we got? Oh, set high intensity. And 58. So yeah, it goes fairly slowly through the actual power, even on a high intensity. And I reckon if we have a few of them, look, aim up, aim down. There you go. Turn it to the right a bit, and a bit more. So you can angle it in the direction that you want it, which is extremely handy. But yeah, I think after... It doesn't really affect us, does it? No, it doesn't. That's fine. Wondering, it would be really helpful if I was able to sort of lure something over here. If we were to, say, annoy this parasite. If you're wondering how comes we're causing so much damage, Slate was kind enough to find an ascendant blueprint for a crossbow, which is what we're using. We don't want him damaging this thing, so... Okay, clearly it doesn't work on Paratus. And he just damaged our thing. Right. Okay, I'm going to run over to the Spino and get rid of this Paratus quickly. I'm assuming it only works on... I don't know. It's probably just naturally hostile. What's he damaging now? Is he damaging our ramps? He actually went and got trapped inside of our... He's fine. Couldn't leave him then. He can stay there for a minute. Let's surprised that this thing didn't actually do anything though. We go aim right. Let's do that a few times. So I don't think it instantly sort of deters them, but yeah, let's we pick it up. Does it just no, it just doesn't work on them at all, like even when you're aiming it, and he's now just picking the hell out of it. Ouch. Let me get out. Right. Oh, really? Okay, fine, whatever. You can stay in there. Yeah, well, that's the ray gun type item. I just don't think it works on stuff as big as Parasus, obviously. But it clearly does work on the Ravagers and Scorpions, so I'm expecting it to work pretty well on the Nameless. But I'll probably bring you back once the Spinos are fully grown, and we'll take them out for a test ride, hopefully get the full imprint. And yeah, we'll take it from there. So, see you back shortly. Alright guys, welcome back. Now, the Spinos are fully grown up. They've been fully imprinted. My one only wanted a cuddle. Steak and Noodles one did want carbonemi kibble, so we went and tamed up a couple of turtles, mated them up to get a fertilised egg to make the kibble out of. So his one finally got the 100% imprint, and we're about to go out on them, but it's bright and early, so I thought I'd start these lot mating off now. There we go. We've got about 40 odd minutes before they actually need care. Well, not need care, but need imprinting. So let's disable the wandering and turn my alarm off. Behavior, disable. And now they're all in the way of each other. You put it there. Let's just disable you. Thank you. Ugh. And awesome. Get you out of the way. And then let's just line you all up neatly. This organisation winds me up. Now, in between the last clip and this clip, we did manage to actually tame up a 180 Anki down in the blue cave. That's for collecting our metal. We also managed to, well, I started to tame a 162. It was about 11:30, 12 o'clock last night when I started taming it. Steak and Noodles was kind enough to actually finish that one off for us though. But, how long have we got? 40 minutes. So if I set my alarm for about 35 minutes, so then I know to get back in time for the imprinting. So they're all happy to go. But yes, the 162 tamed out at a 240. The Dodie that I was taming up, which is what I forgot to say it was. Let's whack some berries on him. So his weight and his health starts off a lot higher than what our old one is. Our old one we've been using since the beginning, and he's only at 235, so he was a much lower level. And this one's tamed out at 240, so that's very nice. Now our Spino, we very gone and kindly named Consuela, just because, I don't know. Now the stats after imprinting, they're before initially, I think it was about 4.5, 5k. The health is now at 7k, stamina just under 1500, weight just under 1000, melee at 591, and we've got a boost in movement speed of 160. Which in all fairness isn't bad going. I've not put any points into it yet. But what we're going to do is actually go for a run. I need to turn my headset down because that is incredibly loud in my ear. And I can't find my volume. Hold on. That's a bit better. If we go down here and we see just what sort of base damage it's doing. Yeah, see 407. A little bit of lag. Thank you. 407, and that's before any points for some reason. 273 on that. That's our random Wandering Ravager. It was only a low level one from one of our much earlier tames, and we've just put it on aggressive and sort of just enable Wandering, so it sort of just roams the area. It's not dead yet, so what we want to actually do is run out and actually pump some levels on Consuela. There we go, 407's not bad damage. That's more than enough meat, so what we're going to do is go harvest, disable resource harvesting. Otherwise they tend to get ridiculously overweight very quickly. So let's see sort of boosts we get. 7k health, I'm hoping for at least 500 per point. It's just under, it's about 400 per point. So let's get her up to, say, about 13k. Weight, we'll put 1 point in just to get her over the 1000 mark. Stamina, it doesn't tend to really have an issue with stamina, but we'll pump 1 point. And then I'm pretty sure the rest of it's just going to go into melee. Now what I like to do is just come down here and we'll just tear through the actual swamp. As you can see with the screen spam, you do tend to level up pretty quickly doing it, because the overpopulation of fish around here is just ridiculous. And then you get all the crabs and Spinos, and we've got an alpha crab down there which I'm fairly confident we could probably take on without an issue. Our health obviously isn't that high at the moment. We've got another 7 points, all into melee. We might as well go take on this alpha crab together, and then I'll bring you back after I finish leveling up. So, kill whatever else we can. Okay, come on then, crab. What level are you? Only a level 6, so it shouldn't be too much. Come on, turn around. The weird thing about this is that usually alphas, when you're fighting them, they don't tend to run away like at all. They'll usually fight you to the end, but the crabs, once they get really bloody, they end up turning around and turning tail. But yeah, we're doing 497 per hit, and as you can see, the crab's already started to get bloody now. Hopefully this alpha should give us a fair few points, and now look, they're trying to turn and run, but it's not happening. We're having to say bye. And dead. Nice. What is fighting us? We've got a I was about to say Spino, Sarko on our tail. There we go. Now, did that crab drop a bag? I know they don't drop anything useful, but the alpha crab claws is what we need for the end boss. He picked it up, that's fine. Because I didn't disable the item the item collection, just the resource harvesting, so you still get the Sarko skins, the Spino sails, and the alpha crab claws. 13 levels from that, it's not too bad at all. All into melee, I want to get this girl at least over 1,000 on that. So I'm just going to tear through these swamps for a bit, and I'll bring you back probably once the pups of the Ravagers are about to be born, and we've got a fair few levels on her. So I'll see you back shortly. And we're back, guys. We're back from leveling up Consuela, just out there. I'm going to show you her stats and show you what sort of damage we're doing. I've almost got her up to 1,000%. I did kill another alpha crab, which gave us a fair few more levels, and I will show you over there after I get these imprints once these dogs are born. So as you can tell, it's probably been about 45 minutes or so, me running around leveling her up. Come on. 8. Still 8. 1. 1 baby. Yay. And 2 babies. Yay. Okay, so let me first of all see if we can't get... Oh, come on. Ugh. There we go. And I really prefer to get the breeders just out of the way. 1. Come on. You can do it. Or you can just float there mid-air. Awesome. Need these guys to follow me just a little bit over this way, would be helpful. Come on. The following distance is a joke at times, isn't it? And then they run all the way up to the door. Awesome, that's fine. Let me quickly go behaviour, disable wandering, behaviour, disable wandering, get some meat on them. Get some meat on them. Hop on her. And then, there we go. Come on, line up for you. I think that'll do. And this is not the side I wanted to be on. Okay, so we've got another couple of baby Ravagers. Hopefully their imprinting shouldn't be too difficult. Now what we are doing, rather than making a massive kibble farm again, I did manage to find an Ascendant blueprint for a Diplodocus saddle. Highly useful, obviously. I did manage to find a couple of Stego eggs. What we're doing is that as we're out and about, we're just picking up the eggs that we see. And when we need a kibble of some sort, hopefully that we'll have the eggs, but we are getting the odd one that wants like Drake kibble, which is just, we haven't even got a Drake ourselves. We're not going to be feeding them eggs of Drakes, are we? Throw the eggs in there. So yeah, as you can see, we've got 1 Scorpion, a Diplo, some Listros, some Parasaurs, a few Spinos, a couple of Stego eggs now, and Steak did, well, I tamed up one of the turtles, the Carbon Emmys, and he's tamed up a male to make them start breeding for when we do need the eggs. I am also running around, I did not mean to do that, And I've been collecting the dung because at the moment our main source of oil is from the dung beetle. And yes, it doesn't produce nearly as much as we need. Now in here you can probably see that we've got a bunch of materials ready for our next episode, but that is for another time. Now the stats on these should be the exact same because both parents are the exact same. So we've got 3300, 890 weight, 294 melee, 294, 890, 330, and I don't believe any mutations. None on that one, and none on that one. Yeah, so no mutations still, unfortunately. Let me just whack a little bit more meat on these, just keep them covered for the next 20 minutes or so. Now I only need to get these guys up to 10% and then I can go off and start doing other stuff. But I'll show you the Spino and what sort of damage output she's doing now. Consuela is an absolute beast. I need that, thank you. Let's close them. Hop over here. As you can see, she's the bulb log just ran. Yep, it is just chilling out on the rock. We are doing 670 damage, which is I think over double what our last Spino's doing, and our health is up at 13k. Obviously still healing from where I pumped it up. The movement speed of 160 is more than quick enough for a Spino, especially in the water. But yeah, she just absolutely wrecks everything. It's like I had no problem whatsoever. The second alpha crab was I think level 46 and no problem whatsoever, barely took any damage, especially with the imprinting boost. And then when me and Steak go out later after he's leveled his Spino up, we'll also have the mate boost, which means the damage buff and the damage taken debuff, which will be outstanding. Because I have noticed that in the area and when I'm near them, that she does do significantly more damage. Like, quite a lot. And look how quick we are in the water. Swimming around. Yeah. Yeah, I did waste around about 15 minutes of my time when leveling up looking for a 180 because my dog said that there was on my shoulder. He's like, I've now figured out that's what the little bat signal is apparently. That looks like a bat mask, but yeah, apparently that means 180 in the area. 180s are max on the server. And yeah, it ended up being a 180 parasaur. I was very disappointed. I must have killed about 400 things. It was just around this area over here, and I must have killed everything in the water, killed crabs. I was making sure that none of the larger stuff like the crabs or Spinos were the 180. But yeah, it was just over here, it pinged up, and again I wasted like 15 minutes looking for it, and it was a 180 parasaur, which I'm not all that interested in. But for today, I think that's going to do it. We've done quite a bit of breeding, and we're going to carry on doing breeding, but most of that will probably be done off camera from now on. As you've seen that it's just pretty much going back and forth, popping them up and then trying our best to get the imprints on them. And as you can see, the imprints are definitely worthwhile because you get a significant damage increase and stat boost. So yeah, but that's going to be it, and hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have and it's your first time to the channel, please consider subscribing for future art content, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Get out of here.